Hey, welcome back to the Driven to Compete channel. If this is your first time on the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can stay up to date on all my videos. Hey, with that said, I haven't been consistently putting videos up recently because I've had some projects going on that have kept me quite busy. And I've kind of decided I wasn't going to do how-to videos when working on cars because I really don't think that that's what you guys are interested in. I think you guys just want to see what other people are doing in the garage, what their projects are working on, and the kind of fun they're having. So I thought I would start with my new channel car. I bought this. It's behind me here. Thought I'd start with the engine compartment because, let's be honest, that's the business end on this thing. And yeah, it is Procharged. Yeah, it's got a lot of good stuff done to it. And if you are new to the channel, I recommend that you check out some of my older videos, some 2 years ago or longer, and you will see where there's 3 different videos where I worked on and helped build this car. So when it became available for sale, I jumped on the opportunity. And let me tell you, there were some things I had to correct. I cleaned up some wiring here that I didn't care for. Somebody had just simply pulled a fuse, put the wire down in there, put the fuse down on top, and I wanted to do it right, so I went with this type of a setup. And quite frankly, I'm glad I did. I cleaned it all up, put some nice wire loom on it, shortened up some of the wire length, reran this wire that's buried down in there that you can barely see, which goes to there. I'm going to close this up here, which goes to the regulator, which they then had wires fishing up through and into the car. I cleaned that up. We put everything, rerouted it. Basically, for those of you that maybe have a Camaro or are thinking about doing this at home, you pull all this apart, you can get to your in-cabin filter back here, and we were able to go through the firewall at a grommet that's already in place, ran it through, tucked it in nicely. And you're going to say, well, what were all the wires going to? Well, here's what we had going on. So I bought the car, and I had wanted to do some work to it and get it ready, and I was going to surprise everybody. I wanted to talk about the car on the channel, but unfortunately, I started to work on the car, and some issues started to arise. Wiring and stuff we knew about. I cleaned all that up. And I topped it off with fuel, and I noticed that it was leaking fuel bad. And what I saw when I opened all this up was there's holes here where they drilled the corners, they drilled the tank. There had been an older repair done to fix those leaks. Well, guess what? It failed. So I looked around, and through one of the salvage yards, I bought a used gas tank, got that home here, washed it out, cleaned it out real well, and I had my buddy Phil come over, and he took the old tank out, which was a real pain in the ass, and put this new one in. And then I cleaned up the electrical. I put quick disconnects on everything. And what I'm going to end up doing is, they had it taped shut before. I'm going to end up doing that again. But you can see here where I cleaned up some of the wiring, and I'm going to vacuum it, of course, before I out here and stuff, and clean it up and put the seat back in place. And I've got some tools here I missed, but I wanted you guys to kind of see what I've been working on. That was one of the projects that you know, changing out the fuel tank, fixing some of the electrical that we found when we pulled the seat. Now, to get the fuel tank out, you've got to lift the body and up, loosen up the subframe to get proper clearance, to get to everything. And you can kind of see here where we have everything hooked up. Phil was awesome. I just need to lift the car back up in the air and take the blocks out and put the wheels back on the car. And, you know, that part of it's done. And, you know, I'd love to show you a clean car in super working condition. But as you can see, there's still some work to do. And you're thinking to yourselves, well, why didn't you put all that back in? Well, one of the other things that we noticed was that the drive shaft was making noise. So I went ahead and oh my gosh, it took me forever, but I tracked down probably the last drive shaft, one-piece performance drive shaft in the country. I've got that coming. It was actually supposed to be here yesterday, and then it got delayed till today, and it never showed up today either. So we're gonna wait for that, and it doesn't really matter anyway because one of the other challenges is right here, and we had to pull the transmission because of that first to second shift grind. Didn't want to let you put it in gear, and I thought to myself, if I got to take the drive shaft and change it out, and I got to change the gas tank out, I might as well pull this and let's send this to get rebuilt. So this is getting dropped off in 2 days at Calimer Transmissions, and Ben's gonna go ahead and he's gonna build this for me. He's gonna do a stage 2 build with cryogenically frozen internals. Everything's rem polished, carbon fiber shift pad, all the stuff is gonna get done to it, and then we're gonna put it back in the car. Another thing that we found was that this gauge pillar is just quite frankly junk. I'm looking for another one aftermarket wise to pick up. It just doesn't want to stay. David, my brother who built the car with me originally, it was his car. You know, he had these gauges disconnected. I thought maybe I had it fixed. I had done a little bush fix where I ran something around to help pinch it. So when it grabbed, it held, but that didn't hold. So we're back to having to deal with those. And then another thing I'm doing is I am going to upgrade to a nice double din stereo, and I'll show you what I came up with for that. There's a company making a pretty cool package out there to do that. So I'll show you that here in just a minute, because that actually just arrived today. But this is a pretty cool car. You know, I did a lot of the work on, not all of it. I probably did 50% of the work. And then you can see here's the indicators for the mouth injection. We went ahead and we mounted that in here at one point. So yeah, back in the day, a couple years ago, I had this car all apart, and never in a million years would have thought that I'd own the car today. But you know, here we are. And if you own a Camaro, you completely can appreciate, but there's a hell of a blind spot. You can't see the back up. This is a 2010 model, so the first year for it, it is a 2SS car, but it does not have the backup camera or the upgraded touchscreen radio screen. So what I did was I ordered this. I ordered a backup camera that's actually a license plate frame. I thought it would be a nice clean look. And I went this route because I wanted to have the controls for the radio to be able to do that. So it's not a true complete touchscreen like all the new stuff. You hit it and you turn your controls up and down that way, and I didn't want to do that route. And I went with Pioneer because, quite frankly, it was getting they were doing very well on all the ratings on the internet. So there you have it. And I apologize for the mess. I started a bathroom renovation, which my cousin's been doing for me, and so this part of the garage was being used to store materials. He just finished the project today, so I just had to get rid of some trash. And I think that's an awesome project. Turned out just well. And I've got this thing, and of course, this car is just not gotten anywhere for me. I'm still working on it. Parts are still on back order. It's just a nightmare. So yeah, I have Project Car 1 and Project Car 2. I just didn't realize that was going to become a project car. I thought that needed a little bit of work done to it, and it would be, you know, I'd be out driving it and enjoying it, and unfortunately that's not the case. So there'll be more video to come on this car. Please keep checking back to the channel. So with that said, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes here to watch my video, and I can't say thank you enough for your support. Hit that subscribe button and the like button as well. And if you like the channel, check out some of my other videos. If you like those, please share, tell your friends, check them out, and just keep checking back. I promise you there'll be more content coming in a much shorter time frame than over the last few weeks. With that said, I can't say thank you enough. Driven to compete, watch, like, subscribe. Have a great day.